I want you to arm wrestling. Only one may leave. Why are you challenging me to arm wrestling before bed? This is only gonna get me worked up. And then I'm gonna feel really, really bad when I beat you. And I panic. I think I still have a few arm muscles left after all this downtime from the gym after surgery, but man, I was it was so weird today. I was sitting when I say sitting, I was kind of like coming out of the shower and I was like looking in the mirror. I was examining my stitches because I felt like I like felt one pop or something, which they're dissolvable, so it's not some of them are, so it's not like it's totally crazy. Um so I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm remembering that they use cadaver mesh in me in order to repair parts of me, like the bionic woman. So I'm like standing there and I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, I am dead people. Like, I'm like they literally used like I said, please hold, getting more wine for the stream. Why do you need wine for the stream? You have to be drunk to talk to me? Is that what you're implying, or is that the way that I'm taking it? Wait, if you beat me bad enough, I'll have to call into work tomorrow? Why? For mental health reasons? You don't think that you could look anyone in the eye if you got beat bad enough, maybe? Of course, you're getting your wine apparently, so this means that you're hearing none of this. You need my help. Oh no. Okay, so you got a glass of wine, now you need my help. What is it? What's going on? Let's go out shopping. That usually does require a very large glass of wine. That that tends to do it. Um, what's your what's your price range if you don't mind me asking? I can help find now, it may not be in the United States. Is that a problem? Because the houses that I tend to find um that really call to me are never in the US. So that's the only issue is I always find these like really beautiful, charming homes like in these remote, amazingly just breathtakingly beautiful places. And I'm like, wait, Reno, Nevada? Oh, that's gonna be a hard one to find a breathtakingly beautiful home. We can do it though. I mean, I was kind of hoping that you would help me find my next Sword and Sorcery series since I'm done with the Rhaenyra revelations, but um is it hey, this is my home. Look, I never promised that I wouldn't insult your place of birth. That was never a promise made when I started streaming, so there's that. I can try though. I'm actually really, really good at finding like places that mesh, like they vibe with what people are looking for. So I have kind of a flair for that. You weren't born here, but you're claiming it now though, so I can technically judge you. If you claim it, then I can judge you. That's part of the issue. Excuse me, we always talk about you. Now it's my turn. Well, it is kind of my stream. Move here. That is, well, I mean, fair enough. I tend to only do that at the place where I live too. It's very rare that I'll do that, in other people's yards or, public things like that. Your stream, my stream, the world's stream. Oh my goodness. All right, so what's are you looking for like how many bedrooms do you need? Do you need like one for working out? Do you need one for like in case you have family stay over? Do you have children's? Are you planning on having children's? Good morning, friends. What's up, 8? How are you doing? And hello to you as well, Paul. He said having you back. Aw, that's so sweet. It's good. I'm glad I actually caught you tonight. I know that the other night I actually stopped streaming before you really had a chance to talk much because you know the timing was all off. So there's that. That's tricky. I was looking at four bedroom. Then I was like, what the hell? I want to raise them. That's not actually true. So believe it or not, when you have four bedrooms, you manage to find use for them. There's always like one you can turn into like you can turn one into like a mini library slash sits room. So you can have like, you know, nice reading chairs and, you know, like bookshelves and a little whiskey cart. I mean, that's like a, you know, kind of like a man's, I say man's room, but that's like exactly what I'm wanting to do with my other bedroom. So it doesn't feel fair to say that. Um, I said hi and bye in the saves and it's, oh, I know, it was so quick. Paul, I'm sorry. A sits room. I have a couch, crazy. You have a couch, but do you have a nice room with reading chairs and a library and a place for all your books and your drinks and you know art? That's important. It's a there's a difference between a room where you entertain and a room where you relax. I have an office. Well, I mean, if you have an office, then I guess it'll double. It depends on what goes on in your office. I'm a firm believer that if you work from home, you should have one place, which of course I'm streaming in this my fucking bedroom, but it's of course the concept or the idea is eventually stream in another bedroom and get everything moved over once I'm able to lift stuff again. Um Office with all gaming, computers, exactly, Paul. You work hybrid, half home, half office. See, my thing is, if you have like a sits room, like then you have at least an area that's like designated for no anxiety and de-stressing, and then one is specifically for work, which is stressful, or house hunting. So there's that. Full bar, 84 and flat screen. I mean, you could have one that's a workout room. So you have a workout room, a guest bedroom, and then like an office library. That's very like what is your go-to like decorative style? I have a gym membership. You should always have gym equipment at home. You should always have an emergency kit and emergency gym. What is wrong with you? What's up, Chris? I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing? I'm looking for my next Sword and Sorcery series since I finished the Rayura Chronicles and the Rayura Revelations, which was really good. And I was looking at the author's other work, and I know that sometimes people kind of attach themselves to a series and then they hold every other series to that flame, you know, that level as the series that they love with the author, and then they are like, oh, the author didn't do as good with the series, and it's just because they don't mesh well with you know, they hold it to this other expectation, which is never going to be that, you know. It's like comparing people. So I just all hail Deacons. Oh my gosh, yes, Robert Deacons. You saw that in regards to the so let me actually pull this up for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. I have Twitch. That's like a workout. What kind of workout are you getting from Twitch? I don't, you know what? Don't answer that one level. Don't. I understand that you're having a glass of wine, so we'll circle back to that one. My goodness gracious, people. All right. Okay, hold on. Hold on just a second. Flight sim, full motion cockpit. You know, the more I start thinking about like building out a flight sim, like a full flight sim for like DCS or anything like that, I worry that I would get sick. Like, I really worry that I would get motion sickness. Because I did the last time that I played DCS, whenever I had my VR system on, I got really nauseous. Like, I almost threw up. And I don't know if it was from looking around so much, like while I was in like the F-18, but I don't know if it was I don't know if it was the VR system and just not having it on for a while, or if it was just DCS and VR. It was so hard to do. It was not just, hard to fly, obviously, but it was hard to actually not get sick. I said I regress. Housing pricing or house pricing, they've gone up so high, it's stressful. Each room is going to cost me 200K minute. It is ridiculous how much it's almost not affordable. There's a lot of people, a lot of couples. There's an article I was reading about this. People that are starting to cohabitate, but they're like getting married only so that they can share the like benefits financially, and yet they're having like more and more people are basically getting married and having an open relationship because they want to be able to afford a house. So they're not marrying for love or anything like that. It's just like they want a fucking house, and that's never good. That's never the right way to go. So as long as you don't do that, you should be fine. Oh, sorry. That went down wrong. Um mm, real thing is better anyways. Yeah. That would be true. You said you don't know how long you'd last. I don't know how long I could have lasted much more than like the first 10-15 minutes. Oh, I felt so dizzy after that. I qualify for roughly 100K and honestly doesn't get you much. In Reno, that's surprising. I'm sorry to hear that. At least you qualify for that much though, leveling. I mean, there's some people that can't even do that and it really limits their options, but I don't see how 800K couldn't get you much. Like, what are you looking for? I mean, are you in a house right now? Or are you in an apartment or what? We turned it into a retirement destination. Oh, you're in a house now, okay. Well, I mean, you don't think that perhaps what you could do is sell now and then hold out for sorry, my little clip came out. Um, Perhaps like sell now and then, but I mean, you don't want to spend all of it on rent because rent's so high right now too. Again, is there any chance that you could sell and then go live in like Chile? Nope, I'd rather just whine about it and wave your cane. All right then. I'll let you be old and cranky if that's the way that you want to go. What's up, Brock? How are you? Oh, thank you, Moral. I needed to be able to like pull it away from my face a little bit today because I was starting to like do my makeup on top of my hair because it kept just falling in my face. So thank you. Your company has offices in Texas, might move there. Good luck with that. That's where I'm from, obviously, and then I say obviously. Oh, if you know me at all, that's where I'm from. And my mother's home. It's ridiculous how a lot of people from California relocated there, and the drive from people relocating for the housing market has just caused it to increase so much. It's quite ludicrous, almost how much it is. We'll get you a house on a golf course in Cave Creek. You could always come to Arizona. They broke the West Coast. They've broken everywhere. There's a part of Idaho that I actually really wanted to move to for a while because it's just so beautiful and it's so there's a lot of nature and parks and everything like that. It's just it's I forget I can't pronounce it right because my French is terrible. But it's like Coeur d'Alene or Coeur d'Alene. I think it's Coeur d'Alene. It's Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And it's beautiful, but all these people from California moved there and now it's like insane. And I'm just like, oh, everywhere I try to go to that used to be cheap. Even Indiana is expensive now. And Indiana was never expensive because it was and still is Indiana. So there's that. Property tax in Texas will scare you. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, Paul. So there may not be any there may not be a state tax, but my mother's property tax is insane. It's how much it's gone up is just ridiculous. Property tax in general is a scam, but that's a whole other stream. Definitely a bit of a Texas accent in there. It comes out more when I'm angry or when I'm drunk, which is weird. I know a few people who moved to Arizona and are living it. I will say a lot of hiking, a lot of like nature, a lot of outdoor activities to do here, and it's quite lovely. Although I do miss the greenery. That's one thing. Like the desert is beautiful in its own right, in its own way, but it's when I went on that trip over to the East Coast and stuff and all that before my surgery, like I just seeing all the green and the trees and everything, it made me miss that. You love Phoenix and Scottsdale. Yeah, it is quite nice. There's so much to do as well hidden. That's yes, very true. Yeah, I have some friends. They offered you jobs. Wait, don't need a stove, just cook on the street? What? What is that supposed to mean? We have stoves here. I don't know what you're hinting at with that. That's the weirdest thing I think I've ever heard. I have a stove here, thank you. Now, it's not a glass top, but I had to get used to a gas top, which that was interesting. Things definitely cook different on a gas stove top. You've been there, you went to a wedding. It's very beautiful, Moral. It's very, very, very. Yeah, the mountain views are really what sold me. Because coming from Texas, everything is so flat. And I'm not really a big fan of flat. I like the mountains. There's something that's like very awe-inspiring when you come from this just very flat shopping center of a state. So for me, seeing structures that were shopping malls that are tall, it's just it still fascinates me. Like when I go out back, like when I let hot breath the pupper outside and I see mountains, like I still go like I'm still like flabbergasted by it. I love that. I love the mountains. God, I see drunk Sarah and oh no, no, no. Drunk Sarah's very fun, Sarah, but it's oh it's even worse. It's even crazier than this. Arkansas is where you're from. I've so the woman that adopted my mom is actually from Fort Smith, Arkansas. I've never been there. I don't think I've ever been to or through Arkansas actually. But I do know that she's originally from there. So I don't know if you've ever been there. I stay at Talking Stick when I go down there. You love going down there. Talking Stick's not bad, actually. It's pretty and I think they're expanding as well. Yeah, the golfing. I'm pretty sure you mean the casino, correct? Or casino hotel. So many people are moving there. Man, so many people are moving. All those places that were like the middle of nowhere are bringing people, which is increasing the, the prices, but it's just like everyone's looking to go somewhere that's affordable, and by doing so it's making it not affordable. So it's just like it's like telling people not to run and panic during a fire, and yet they still crowd the doorways. The government, how can we get tax on the house they bought with tax money after the sales tax to buy it, property tax, take them to keep the dirt they bought? Yeah, yeah. No, I wholeheartedly agree. It's a ridiculous little scam that we've allowed ourselves to accept. You said heat-related comments. Oh, you meant it gets so hot that you can cook on the streets. I thought it was more of like a I was thinking it was more of like a podunk kind of like, oh, Arizona, like you guys don't have stoves, you backward ass people. I thought it was more of like along those lines. Oh, my head jumped to the worst. Can confirm I cooked an egg on the sidewalk in Gilbert 3 years ago. Did you eat it afterwards, like pickles? Did you or anyone else eat it? Did you season it with some Fremunda cheese? What's up, pure evil? You've been to Fort Smith? What's it like? It would be nice to know what the place of her birth is like. Your grandparents lived outside of Fort Smith. Arkansas is beautiful. That's what I've heard. I've had a lot of friends and acquaintances that have actually gone through there too, because I really love and enjoy fishing. So I've had a couple of acquaintances that have gone through and they've done some fishing trips out in Arkansas, and they say it's just absolutely lovely. So you said you're from Fayetteville? I thought Fayetteville was in North Carolina. There were so many strip clubs in Fayetteville. Oh my God, you guys. It was crazy. I'm sure it's because of the army base, but my goodness. That was like I felt like I was in Vegas. I was just like, there's more strip clubs like yeah, there's densely like packed together in Fayetteville than there was in Vegas. All the hidden gems of the US aren't hidden anymore. Yeah, I feel the same way, Moral. That's kind of how it is. All the little back roads and the little hidden like hidey holes, the little hidden spots where you could kind of have this cute, quaint little life. It's all everyone knows now. Everyone knows the casino. They have the golf courses there. I've never been on the golf courses there. I hear that they're quite violent places to be these days. After the article I read in Florida the other day. You said I'm not a monster. Well, I didn't know exactly how angry you were about the housing market, so I had to. Oh, what's up, 305 or 350? I'm sorry. You said Fort Smith is decent, but not as nice as other parts of Arkansas. Oh, well, that's a bit heartbreaking. You're gonna finish your glass and then go to bed? You didn't even help me pick my book. Here I was, I engaged in the conversation that you wanted leveling, and you didn't even help me with the book. You owe me. And I'm not arm wrestling you until you help me. Nice to see you back. Oh, thank you, Skip. How are you? You said it is, but the North Carolina version is inferior. I would imagine so after what I saw. It was interesting. At least the witch that's there is good. That was a plus. How many strip clubs do they have? A lot. A lot, Anthony. You have a few things to do. Arizona is great. Heat isn't a deal breaker. Yeah, we're starting to get into monsoon season. We had like a little like rumbly thunderstorm in the middle of the day today. It was quite nice. Hi, Isaiah. How are you? What's heavy? You should definitely visit Northwest Arkansas, though. I'd fall in love with it. Oh, I don't need to fall in love with anything else. Wait, the best smoothies? Why would you think that North Carolina would have the best smoothies? That is, I don't think I even had one single smoothie when I was in when I was in North Carolina. You said Bayville, Arkansas also has a super witch. Do they really? I just, I'm such a freaking, I'm such a freaking child. I just love that I can write whatever name I want and they have to call it out. I know that's so stupid, but I'm one of those. I'm one of those customers where I'm like, oh, I can beat anyone I want to be at Witch, so I don't ever write my name the correct one. And then they read it out, and then I sit there for like 5 minutes, like either giggling or looking around. I'm like, oh, that's me. Oh, that's right. That's what I wrote. My bad. He said Kingslayer Chronicles, amazing series. You're welcome. Or the Stormlight Archive. I actually, okay, so I started the first book of the Stormlight Archive, but I did not finish it. I'll look at Kingslayer. Thank you for that. Actually, was that the Stormlight? Well, yeah. Yeah, the Brandon Sanderson book. I didn't get to finish it though. I don't know. I don't know. It wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my favorite. So maybe I just gotta be in the right mood for it. But I'll definitely look at Kingslayer. That was one of the ones that was recommended, so. How is the talent in those Fayetteville strip clubs? I don't know, Skip. I didn't. Oh, yay! Thank you so much for the 500 bits. Yay! Lovely. Thank you. You're outie. All right, good night. Sweet dreams. Was it from a fast? Oh, wait, cookout. Okay. If not a smoothie, but like a, what do you call them? I don't consider those smoothies. I consider those, I forget, but I did have a cookout. It was, it was a peach. It was a cream peach, well, I guess it would be a smoothie. Yeah, milkshake. That's the word I'm looking. Why could I not think of the word? Yes, I had a creamsicle milkshake from Cookout. It was amazing. Okay, they do have really good milkshakes, but I didn't have a smoothie. Maybe we were just not on the same page there. But Skip, in regards to whether or not you hate giving them your real name. You'll do that at Starbucks sometimes. Oh my god. Do you forget like when you give them a different name and then you look around like a idiot? I always worry that there's gonna be another one of those individuals and they're gonna order like the same sandwich. And then they're gonna be like, oh, well, let me see your ID. And then it's not gonna be me and I'm gonna be outed. Like I just always, I know that's the stupidest thing to worry about, but it's just like, if you're not good at lying, but then you use a fake name in that situation, it's just like, how do I play this off? But what would you said? How was the talent? I don't know. I hear that it's actually really good. I hear that it's a lot of like of the attractive, either like the attractive like girls that go to some of the colleges there and they drive out there, or some of the ones that are like their army wives and their husbands are away on duty, which is really horrible. Unless the husbands know about it. Gotta make money somehow. But I did not go because I was visiting family, and it's not the kind of family that you take with you to those establishments. So that will have to be another adventure in my life sometime. Although apparently they have a really good, like a really good, oh, what do you call that? Oh no, I think it was shut down. Never mind. I can't think of it. I can't think of the name. You said take you back. Wait, do you mean smoothie or do you mean milkshake? I don't think that we're in agreement on this. You don't take your grandma to the sugar. First of all, it wasn't my Nona, so no. And second of all, yeah, no. That's any. I'm. At no point do I ever think that there should be any kind of like cousin, stepbrother kind of strip club moments. I don't. I'm sorry. Call me crazy. Not that I'm a prude, but you said Cookout is the best drunk foods run spot. See, you said Cookout milkshakes are delicious. They are delicious. They were really good, TVP. They were very good. I was quite hooked. I wish I could have gone back and got another one, honestly, but your mom's one of those people that would take you to this. My mom is one of those people too, but my mom is oh my god, I don't even want to no, let's not do that. Let's not get back, and I don't need nightmares tonight. I already had a really weird dream last night. I don't need another weird dream this night. So we're just gonna stay away from that. Anthony, you're nasty. There, I said it. I'm sure Bill Clinton frequents this. Wait, why do you think that? Oh, you're thinking about the one in okay, so Moral was talking about Fayetteville, Arkansas, which I guess that would be the Clinton connection, but I'm talking about Fayetteville, North Carolina. And I don't think that he would go to the strip clubs. He's more of a like Jeffrey Epstein Island kind of guy. Your mom got you a script. Wait, what? Was that because she didn't want you using your credit card or because she wanted you to like not was this to like help prevent like teen pregnancy or what? She's like, if my son gets if my son gets a sock pregnant, that's okay, but another person, let's not do that. Yeah, then you always have some kind of like traumatizing story for everything. I swear. Someone's always ruined something for you in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so let's see. Beautiful queen. Aw, Jordan, what's up? No, she was just cool like that? Interesting. That's interesting. She is sex positive. Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of cool of her. Good evening. Oh, Aviator, what's up? How are you? My day was pretty good. Thank you so much for asking. It was a busy, busy one. I hope that yours was good. Dad sent me off to college with a duffel bag full of condoms. Did he really? Did you look at him and tell him that they weren't big enough? That would have been like a that would have been funny. You just look him in the eye and you're like, Dad, these aren't big enough. I need the big ones. Crusty socks brings you back to your teenage years. Oh my goodness. Were any of you guys ever caught by like your parents or siblings? Like, did any of you ever experience that like shock or shame? Because I know that I had like an instance, not with my, well, actually, oh God, okay, we're not gonna get into that. You said unfortunately, yes. There's never, there's never a way to play it off like when you're a chick. You said there were some close calls. in like that age where you realize that the handle for the Swiffer screws off and you're yeah, that's never it's bad when your family has to actually throw away the household cleaning devices. Not yourself, but your dad had on the computer in the living room. Your younger brother's girlfriend came upstairs to leave in the morning and she she saw your dad. Wow. Wow. What's up, Socrates? Did she say like did your dad know? Like did she scream? Did she say anything? Did she just say stuff to like you and your brother or what? You would think that he wouldn't just out in the open like that. Unless he was hoping to get caught. Maybe that was his kink. He was hoping to get caught by her. He had his back to her. She told your brother who the I had a okay, so this is weird. I actually had a guy that I was dating and it was when I was in high school. It was a sophomore or junior and I was dating the guy not so much because I was into him, but I was actually really into his dad. That's really terrible. But I was into his dad. And so that's kind of like why I was dating him. Because when I used to come over, like I had a crush on his dad and I could kind of like, be all flirty and stuff. But I actually one day his dad had said something about like what? His dad was really good looking. I know that's horrible. It's really terrible. I feel bad. Sounds like it's not. It's really not. So uh, here's the thing. I guess he wasn't really. I could never tell if he was like into me or not. Obviously his like wife was really nice or whatever, but um this okay, so I found out that apparently from my boyfriend at the time and his best friend that they caught him looking at foot stuff, like foot fetish stuff. And so the running joke was that he wasn't into me because I didn't have the kind of feet that he was into. So there I am like dating this guy because I have a crush on his dad and I'm like a sophomore or junior in high school and I'm over there like googling like how you can make your feet prettier and like if there's ways you can have like plastic surgery on your feet and stuff because they literally said like oh you're not his type because you don't have the type of feet that he's into and I took that so serious. I was just like man what can I do to make my feet better. I wonder what his dad looks like today. I bet he's still kind of cute. Every now and again, I wonder. I'm like, looks kind of cute. You used to have a crush on your teacher. She's really hot. Oh, I can't hear the teacher stuff. My sister's a teacher. I can't hear that because I don't want to think about anyone thinking about her like that. It's just, how are you doing? Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, how are you? I'm doing pretty good, thank you. You don't get the feet people, not my thing. As I discussed before on the channel, it's because of a like neural pathway that's crossed. So people's your pleasure center is actually located in your brain right next to where the control center is for like the functions and like nerves and stuff like in your feet. So like the thing that controls, your senses and so some the people that have like a foot fetish, they actually have proven that there are like pathways that are crossed. So your pleasure center is also like almost a wire is crossed into your the area that controls like your feet. So that's why. Oh, Doggo needs to go out, so let me go let her out real quick, you guys. I'll be right back. So yeah, they literally can't help it. It's a crossed wire, so you can't shame them. But I'll be right back. Hold on. She's good for the most part now. Sorry, she's got to go out more and more often since she's getting to be old lady, so there's that. But honestly, people have... I already went over that, Anthony. Yours is coming up on 12 this year. Oh no. Oh, poor pupper. She's getting to be, or she or he's getting to be old. 12. Oh. The old timers. Special place in my heart. Is that feet are nasty? I have to agree with you, Skip. I have to agree on that, so. Your little guy is 6 months. Oh, that's cute. You posted a pic of him in Discord. I'll have to check that out in a minute. All right. So who has good suggestions for my next series? Preferably sword and sorcery, but I'm not opposed to sci-fi. Yellow lab named, yeah. Book. I'm looking, so I just finished the Ryura Revelations, and I'm looking for a new like sword and sorcery series. Have you watched Seven Deadly Sins? No, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about that kind of a series. I mean like a book series, yeah. No, that's okay, Blake. How is your day, by the way? You haven't read since you were a kid? Oh my goodness, Heretic! Oh, Bach, what's up? Good morning. Shouldn't you be sleeping? Make sure that you put the right shoes on your feet today. You're too addicted to computer games. Understandable. Hi, you K-popper. So why don't you just start writing, Sarah? You know, because I have half of a book written, but it's not a sci-fi or sword and sorcery book. It's actually more of a kind of, I don't want to say like American classic, but think of like an Americana like coming of age kind of. Think of a mix between like Jack Kerouac, Bukowski, Hunter S. Thompson, John Fanta kind of blend. Only it's a female character. So and that would have to be completed first. I can't just start a new project and not be done with something else. That would be bad. Although it would be really, really nice to do. Plus you're talking about world building and you're talking about character development that involves, the world building around it and the economy. Like it's when you're talking about doing like a sci-fi or a sword and sorcery, there's so much that goes into it. Yeah. And then talking about, working on two different genres at the same time, that would just be way too much to tackle. Way too much. Um, oh yay! Thank you so much. Um, erotic no, believe it or not, you guys, there is more to me than that. All right. Oh yeah, yeah. See, you said you were doing your some dog and house sitting for your brother. Aw, you're working from home at his place. He doesn't even have a desk, or you're working from the coffee table. Why don't you just get yourself one of those old like TV trays and just work from that? That sounds quite glamorous. My old buddy. Oh, Blake, you're not old. You're just sore because you've been working out. You said mapping out a book is a bitch and a half. Huge sheets of paper and notes out the ass before you can even get started. It's not easy. Yeah, it's not a simple project to tackle at all. And even more so if you're doing like a sword and sorcery or a sci-fi or fantasy, because you're talking about, again, what is the world like around them? What are the people like around them? What are the, what's the trade market like? What it's there's so much that goes into it. Now there are I think that there's one called Campsite, and it's like there's world building, like, sites and software that will allow you to kind of go in and save all of that, and it's easier to reference. But what is she doing? I see you, Habruff. Mm-hmm. She's such a hungry dog. Always. Your brother read a lot of those fantasy novels, the Shannara Chronicle ones. Oh, interesting. Were those good? They're really gonna need the Cairo after this. Oh, I refuse to believe in a Cairo. No. No, no, no. Nope. What did I miss? I was making scrambled eggs. Oh, grody. Um, there's a couple different subjects that we talked about, but overall, I think you're good. You came in at a good point. I think the author is Terry Brooks. They have a pretty good reputation. I think I've heard that name. Wait, MTV tried to make a TV series out of it? Since when has MTV tried to do like fantasy series? I swear, some of these networks are gonna be the death of like my favorite. You have, like Amazon trying to do the Wheel of Time, which they just apparently have had no business doing. I don't feel like it's fair for me to say, since I haven't seen it on Amazon, but having read the entire, book series, all 12, and being a collector of, like, some of the better editions and stuff, I heard really bad things, and I can't bring myself to I just can't bring myself to watch it. Your sister tried to get 2 books published. They were like 300 pages. You didn't have the heart to tell her how awful they were? Oh, Jar. Oh, okay, that breaks my heart. You're such a good brother, but at the same time, like, constructive criticism that's done gently from a sibling, like, that can really, make or break. Like, why not just give her a little bit of, like, constructive feedback? I hope she doesn't ever see that comment. That's so. What kind of book series was it? MTV, but you also. Just because a few years ago they did Teen Wolf, that doesn't mean that they wouldn't necessarily be the ones to slide into the fantasy realm. You liked my Reddit post today. Oh, Clock Down, thank you. That's very sweet. He said Michael J. Fox's Teen Wolf. Come on. Heretic, you are very set in your ways. He said MTV has nothing on their network. Well, if they would just bring back Bully Beatdown, then everything would be fine. The thing is that they don't stick to the stuff that would be good, because they think that everyone would be like, oh, that's misogynistic, or that's wrong, or that's violent, or, like, they need to go back to Bully Beatdown and just call it a day. Like, he said, don't forget the cross. Huh. The only thing they have is Rob Diedrich's ridiculousness. I didn't even think that they were making new episodes, though. I thought that they stopped. Those are just reruns. And you can watch most of those on YouTube. Oh, yay! Blue Unicorn, thank you so much for gifting a sub. Aww, that's so sweet. The stations went to shit when they stopped playing music. Well, that too. Her books were about zombies who overtook a sorority. Oh my gosh, that reminds me of the little girl from Bob's Burgers. The one that's always like fantasizing about zombies and like zombie crushes. That's oh. They look crazy. It's probably from the ring lights. I have like 3 different ring lights in here right now. Hook 'em. Oh yeah, Big Texas, hook 'em horns. Yes. Finally, someone of some class in this chat. He said, "Yo, MTV Raps is coming back." What? No way, Skip. No way. Bully Beatdown has changed. It's now called Bully. Wait, Bully Survivor. Oh my goodness. Bully Survivor. Oh my gosh. Did you see, Heretic, did you see that one post that was like, so I guess after the trial it was like, so Johnny Depp finally beat Amber Heard. Or like, oh, I guess Amber Heard can say that Johnny Depp finally beat her. I was like, oh man, that's too soon, but also hilarious. They put them on an island and wait to see which one lives. That would be interesting. But can you imagine if instead that the bully and the one that was being bullied had to work together and they would have to play off of each other's strengths? So maybe if one thinks that he's stronger and better, then the one who's smarter or maybe more resourceful would be like one that he has to depend upon in order to survive. That, or I just see the bully beating the ever-living snot out of the bullied one on the island, and then there's only one. There can be only one. But that, that would actually be kind of interesting if you had a group of those that were being picked on and a group of bullies, and you put them on an island and you had to like who survives better, like the ones that are more resourceful and that have like a sense of like ingenuity to them, or the ones that are stronger. Like that would be, or the ones that at least perceive themselves as stronger. That would be some fine entertainment right there. They put them on an island. Wait to see which one. This isn't Lord of the Flies. My goodness, come on. Oh, please keep it in English, thank you, and let's also be appropriate. Wait, Tina? What? Yeah, Tina, the one from Bob's Burgers that always does the zombies. Yes, that one. I wish they would bring back the show Chosen. You said the show was awesome. I wish they would bring back the swan. Like Ugly Swan or Swan? What was it? The one where like I just remember being like a very young like little girl and seeing the show where people that were told they weren't attractive were given massive amounts of plastic surgery and spent months away from their family getting poked and prodded, and then ta-da, here's your wife back. Like nothing like body positivity growing up to that. You found that out? Oh, wait, they went bankrupt in 2019? Not surprising. You said old MTV. I mean, yeah. You said it is? I'm not kidding. Wait, really? Hmm. It's a misguided attempt at zombies symbolizing girls getting at each other's throats. Oh, losing their humanity in the process? But it was a clumsy attempt. But as far as she's concerned, you loved it. Oh, heretic. You said that sounds like The Amazing Race, only the smart enemies. I mean, kind of. And then there's also the tropical theme, so there's that. So less shirts and yeah, less space to go. I mean, it can't really be The Amazing Race because I mean, if it's on an island, where you headed to? You said put them on an island together and see if they find love. Wait, the bullies versus those that are being bullied? Why? That wouldn't be fun. I'd rather see the ingenuity side of it. Beauty and the Geek, my cousin tried getting on that one. Aww. Which one was your cousin gonna be on? He said that explains some stuff. What explains what? Oh, please be appropriate. Bottom of the ocean? This isn't 1,000 Leagues Under the Sea. You guys are just taking this and running with it now. I have let this get far too out of control. So back to the task at hand. Fantasy slash sword and sorcery. Series. Yeah, Hot Breath is actually sleeping in the closet. I don't know why that's been her go-to place. It's very dark and cool and carpeted, and so she's kind of been hanging out in the closet a lot lately, which makes me a little sad, but at least she's getting around. You said Terry Brooks, look this stuff up. Okay, I'll look up Terry Brooks, okay? Doggos are awesome. They are indeed awesome. Hi, Blue. How are you? We're talking about books. Well, okay, so here's the conundrum, Socrates. Um, I really enjoyed the Rhaenyra Chronicles and the Rhaenyra Revelations. So I just finished the entire series. And so now I'm looking for a new series, preferably sword and sorcery, fantasy, or sci-fi. So that it was so good and it finished so beautifully. I'm almost not wanting to start a new series, but I know I have to because it's like you love those books. You read them? Oh my gosh, Bogsley, that's awesome. Didn't they just finish like so absolutely beautifully? Like I feel like it could be a movie. Like I almost could hear it like a soundtrack in my head playing towards the end of it. It was so good. I heard they're doing a prequel series yet. Have you heard of Oh, have I read all of the Has anyone read all of them? Because I thought that there were still more that we're waiting on. Cough cough. You said I know. It was good. Now some of the things I did predict. I don't want to So, spoiler alert. I didn't want to I don't want to give away too much, but there were some things that I could piece together, but the way that it ended. Oh, it's an ad break right now. Gosh darn it, if only you would subscribe. You said R.A. Salvatore has a few book series. They're based on characters he played D&D with. The longest series has books published going back 30 years? How how could I possibly begin to tackle all of that? That's like, I want a series that I could at least finish in a month, not... I'm sorry. It's okay, heretic. I know. Level Up or Die. Superhero Steelheart. One book at a time. I know one book at a time, but my goodness, like I need like a 30, you don't understand how quickly I try to consume, or actually how quickly I do consume content like that. I would be trying to cram 30 years worth of writing into like my daily workout routine and expect to be done within a month. That's not it's not feasible right now. It's like you're trying to put my mind out of commission completely. I'll definitely keep that one. Let's see. I'll start writing down these recommendations. Okay, so speaking of D&D, I can't remember the guy's name, but there's a guy that makes all these custom pieces, and he's had people traveling to his home, to play D&D for his storyline for like years and years and years. He has a daughter now that's grown up, and she occasionally like she'll play with him, and then like some of the boyfriends that she's had over the years have like played and all that. But have you read the prequel yet? You mean like the Elven series? I haven't. I read the prequel in regards to I read the Rhaenyra Chronicles and the Rhaenyra Revelations. So I did read like the books leading before, but I don't know if you mean, because he also wrote a whole series that's like 3,000 years predating all of this, and that's supposed to be focused more on like the elven warlords and all of that. But I have not read that because I saw like mixed reviews on it, and I'm like, I don't know, like he's such a good writer, but it's one of those things where you never know if you're gonna like the other work that they have, kind of thing. Can I ask you something? Sure, Cameron. The prequel? Yeah, see, I'm a little bit hesitant, you know? So beautiful. Oh, Wolf, how are you? Thank you. What was I saying? Oh, okay, so the guy that does the D&D play at his house, and he custom makes all of these pieces and everything. They're gorgeous, they're amazing, but I guess if you play at his house, you aren't allowed to touch the pieces. That made me very angry. Wait, how do you know California chick? She isn't model? How do I know who? Um, in regards on what platform? Because sometimes if I just see someone's content that I'm surfing through and I like, you're on IG. I mean, usually I don't promote other people on here, so that would have been a better question to ask privately. Sometimes when I'm on IG, if I see someone that's beautiful or that I find attractive, if I see someone that I think that their content is really great, I'll like it. So it sometimes it can be recommended based on, the algorithm of the other people you like. So it could just be that we maybe like the same content. Can you imagine going over to your girlfriend's house and being pulled into a D&D campaign? But that's the thing, Blake. And the cool thing is, though, is that it's taught his daughter how to, like, remain friends or, like, pick her boyfriends better because she, if they get into these, like, D&D campaigns, there's some that actually still come over and they are a part of the campaign. So it's like it's helped teach her how to, like, healthily, like, break up with people that you no longer have feelings for and how to maintain friendships like after the fact. So that's kind of cool. I think it's a really good lesson to teach, but I can't imagine going over there and being like, I can't believe your dad won't let me touch the dang pieces. They're so incredibly intricate and beautiful and gorgeous, and like the detail and the craftsmanship, and he doesn't let anyone touch them, like not even his daughter. And I just want to like oh, not cool. Thank you for streaming again. Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you. It's really good to be back. You're still gonna finish them though? Well, that's good. I think that eventually I'll go back and I'll read like the ones, from like 3,000 years before, and I'll go through. It's one of those things where maybe I need to just gravitate towards another author for a bit and then circle back to that. You have to be in the right headspace for it, because if you're expecting it to be the same as like the Rhaenyra Chronicles and stuff like that, it's gonna leave a bad taste in your mouth, because it's not gonna be that. It's not gonna be that same series. So And I think that that's kind of why some of the reviews on it are a little bit mixed, because you have people that read that series and they're thinking, oh, every bit of work from this author is going to be just like that. But you can't put that same level into something that's going to be a little bit more historic or a little bit more like focused on world building. I just counted, he's written 37 books in the longest series so far. It's still ongoing. Maybe not the thing to try and consume in a month. But you love the books dearly. Okay, well, I did write it down, so thank you for the recommendation. I will slowly go through and I will add some of those to my list. Oh, whoops. I just fell headfirst into all your pieces of my bed. I think honestly, like, I would probably date her just to be like, if she was into chicks, I would probably date her just to be a part of the D&D campaign and then swipe some pieces. And I know, like, I am not a thieving person, but it's so well done. Like, I would just want to, like, take them home and play with them and then, like, try to sneak them back. But you know that he probably has, like, an inventory and he probably, like, checks everything before he puts it away. And you just, I know that I would get caught somehow. But I just want to touch it so bad. I want to play with it. The pieces are so beautiful. I'll have to find the video for you guys next time I stream so that I can go over that. I did the same thing. You took a 2-year break. That's smart. Hun, I want to break up. Her dad. Okay, roll for initiative. Oh my god, Blake, that's brilliant. What's up, Burpin Nuke? Hello. He's probably microchipped them. You know what? That's probably right, Heretic. It would not, like, I would not put it past him because he has like a whole everything, like all the pieces of certain land, like he has like arid landscapes and he has, you know, like water, you know, and he has all kinds of like brilliant, like, and they're all separated and organized so perfectly. It's just, why do you look so much better now? Is this just a I don't know. Maybe because I'm not in a lot of pain, maybe because I'm took more time to do my makeup today. I don't know. I can't answer that. You said the alarm goes off, you walk out of the house. Oh my gosh, probably. There's some kind of locating device on there. Oh, I would not succeed. I would really have to figure out how to get these pieces. Oh, Cameron, that's very sweet. Thank you. Aw. He said thanks. Aw. That Peacemaker sounds like a dude with too much time on his hands and God complex. Too much time, perhaps, but it's something in which, like, this campaign has been going on for so long and there's so many, like, like, this is a campaign that's going to continue to go on, like, even past when he passes away. Like, this is a campaign that will get, like, handed down through the generations. Although I see him, like, almost, I see there being stipulations in the will about, like, how many times, like, what pieces can be used. Obviously they would go to the daughter, and then, like, I do think there is a little bit of a god complex when it comes to that, but I don't even know if it's so much a god complex or if it's more so, um, what would you say? Just like, don't touch my toys kind of thing. How's recovery been? It's been all right for the most part. You know, healing up all right so far. Thank you for asking. Hide them in the prison, the prison wallet. Yeah, the prison purse. Yeah, that's I don't even know. I still feel like they'd scan or set something off. It'd like trip a wire. Oh yeah, Blue Corn, thank you so much for tipping. I really do appreciate the stream dono. Thank you, thank you. Prison wallet. I see. Time invested, yes. I mean, it's quite lovely. It's quite beautiful. You almost, I'm almost envious that he's had such a solid campaign, but more so that he's got. It's like your friend that has like the best toys growing up, and then they won't let you touch them, and you're just like, why even have these if you're not even gonna really let anyone play with it? Oh, it's torturous. It's torturous to watch it. Hi, Ben. How are you? Blake, what was the recommendation that you made for like sword and sorcery? Like 12, you had 12 Ninja Turtle action figures growing up. You thought you were dope. Then you met a kid who had the turtle van. Wait, what? Like an actual van? Like his parents tricked out a van with Ninja Turtles, or like he had like an actual like almost like you would have like a fire truck kind of, I guess. You said level up or die. Okay. I'm gonna try to look at some of the other ones that I had saved. Let's see. Some of the other recommendations I had were like Fate Marked. Um, let's see. Kingfall was one of them. There's another one. Hmm. I think there's another one by this author. Let me see. By the way, so Tim Gerard Reynolds, the narrator, he's really good. I've had a couple of books that were read by him, and that was good stuff. Um, I feel like I'm so backwards because I liked the dialogue in Mistborn that Brandon Sanderson did, and I wasn't a huge fan of like the plot line, like the way that the story progressed and everything. And yet every other review that I read after going to leave my review for it was like hated the dialogue, hated the characters, but love the story. And I'm like, how? How is it that it's always backwards with me? So no, it was the action figure. Oh, the Ninja Turtle van for the okay. He said mine also actually Paper Magician was one of the ones that was in my recommendation, like the little vault for like, okay, so you read this, so this one might be. So I will actually write that one down. Let's see. What's another one? Such a crazy show. Heretic, you really can't get over that. He said the whole thing with having nice stuff and then not letting other people enjoy is pretty insidious and just I agree. There's a level of douchebaggery that goes with that that is not it doesn't really mesh with me. I think that's why I was so put off by that. I'm like, how can you have such an epic D&D campaign where people travel from like different countries to be a part of it, and you have these just amazingly intricate pieces, and then you don't let anybody touch them. Not one damn person gets to touch them. Can I ask what? Let's see. We make. Oh, where I'm at now? I'm in Arizona in the U.S. He said I couldn't do Mistborn, too many made up words. Oh my gosh, Blake. How far did you get into it though? Did I have to wonder how many models were broken before he had to make that rule? I highly doubt any of them were broken. The people that go there and they're a part of this campaign is like, they're very respectful. They're all older. It's not like it's not like a bunch of 3-year-olds are like shoving them in their mouth and drooling on them. He said like 2 chapters. Oh no. Oh no. It gets better. It lays the foundation in the beginning. I know this, so I did read what was it? So one of the ones that I tried to do, there was one that was called Roar, which is like it's like a magic mixed with kind of controlling, I don't want to say controlling the weather, but the weather almost has like its own soul, its own entity, like it's its own life form in a way. And the concept's kind of neat, but the characters were like it was a little bit too like YA, I guess you could say. It was a little bit too, amateurish. And I did not like the female narrator. I really didn't. I hate to say that, but I don't feel like the female narrator was now maybe if I went back and I actually read it like myself, it would be different, but the female narrator, her voice was so obnoxious and there was just like no passion behind it. So what should have Vin Diesel playing D&D with Matt Mercer's group? You said that was fun. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever seen that. That's interesting. I didn't even know that Vin Diesel played D&D. He's a part of a camp. Wow, okay. Hi, Hades. How are you? I'll be honest. You don't know anything about D&D, but you're familiar with a-holes not letting you touch their stuff. Yeah. I mean, I get that, like, if you are wanting to ensure that things are accurate, if you're trying to run a solid campaign, you want to make sure that things are placed properly, that you're documenting, but to not let anyone touch your pieces, it's just, it's on YouTube. I'll have to watch that sometime. He said Matt Mercer has a show on Amazon Prime with the same TV. Well, I know that, but I didn't realize that Vin Diesel was a part of that. Well, some YA books are good to nice and like to kind of relax to, but there's some that are just way too like the love, but it's I feel like with YA books when it comes to love and how they incorporate it in those storylines that one of the genders is never written really well. It's either that the guys are saying and thinking these things that like they would never say, or the girl is saying, doing, or thinking these things that they never would. One of the books that I was one of the series that I was looking at reading next after finishing the Kingslayer Chronicles and Revelations, they had talked about how great it was in the review, but they talked about how literally the female characters were so obnoxious it made it hard to believe, like they were so jealous and so bickery that it made it hard to believe that any of the male characters would actually fall for them or put up with them. And I'm just like, I can't read it when it's like that, and I can't read it when it's reversed. Like when female writers write male characters where it's like they're either overly like over the top like romanticizing things, or they are just so stone cold and stiff, it's like there's never a good balance. There's never this just like blend of humor and just it's either one or the other. It's just their lovesick puppies are just very stoic, and I don't like that. But I've been lucky in the fact that the last couple of authors that I've read, they've written it in a way where, both where the love story was believable that was written in, and the characters as a whole were believable. He was a guest appearance for a campaign. Ah, okay, okay. You said Rips is a superior tabletop game in your opinion. Interesting, interesting. I finally catch you live. Oh, Sanji's. You watched. Oh, thank you. That's really sweet. Thank you. Thank you. You said the love is usually pretty heavy-handed in YA books. It can be a bit cringe. Yes, that's you know, putting it mildly. Have I tuned anything from my last streams? I did have to undergo surgery and had like cadaver mesh put in me and, major sutures like strapped down into like my chest wall, but other than that, not really. I used to caddy for a guy who was like 30 handy. Ah, okay. He would lose it if anyone touched his golf clubs. You couldn't cut it in a Girl Scout league. That's so interesting. Like people that get so like don't touch my stuff kind of mentality. I hate that. You said where does Geralt fall within that spectrum? Um, as a character or like his love dynamic? I mean, he's a little bit too I he is definitely more of the brooding kind of, stoic. I'm not going to give away how I feel. It's more of like this, understood level of emotion, but I still feel like there could have been a little bit more. I feel like the balance could have been a little bit better. Um, Obviously he's very on his own. He's very cold to the world. He's very, what has anyone done for me kind of thing. But at the same time, like, you have to have a little bit more than your, you know, prowess and your looks to bed women. There still has to be a little bit of like, air about yourself, or like, a little bit of like romance in a way. Like you've got to have a little bit of that pull. And I just, other than just being that kind of like, I look good so I get the ladies kind of thing, it's like, what's the draw in? Like I get that, everyone loves like a bad boy. Everyone loves that, oh, he doesn't talk to anyone else, so maybe if he talks to me it means there's something that's special about me. That's kind of the draw in for some ladies when it comes to that. If you're building, like, you're talking about like a love story, like the whole, oh, this guy is like, he's a badass, he's a protector, he's, you know, he's this kind of, he said, Finch Magnus series changing him. Well, no, I've read actually the entire Witcher series. I've gone through and actually read it twice, like the full series. So not just talking about the Netflix show, but in the books, at least, like, yes, Ciri is kind of helping to soften him in a way, but not in a really vocalized way. At least not until more towards like the last book, but even then it's never really. So what you're supposedly lose the ability for fashion. Not really doing a fashion show here right now, sorry. Ability to feel emotion, love, etc. through the process of becoming a Witcher. Yes, but the whole thing is that he's unique. Like, he's not, yes, that's it's alluded that he's supposedly lost the ability to feel emotion, but we all know different. Like, we all know that he does feel emotion. I feel like that's more of the rumor around it. Now, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love the Witcher series. I think it is probably the best dialogue. Um, but I feel like when it, talking about the love dynamic in a book series, yes, it's usually like the brooding, strong, oh, he could handle me in the bedroom, and also, the fact that if I was chosen by him, oh, like, there's, yes, that's kind of the allure, but at the same time, there has to be a little bit of like, women like funny too, like they like wit, they like, and it is very much hinted that there's a wit about him, and I could kind of see him being at least somewhat respectful in a way of the chicks. They like not necessarily, it's, how do I put this, not necessarily respectful in the sense of like, I'm gonna take you to breakfast afterwards, but I mean, pancakes the morning after are not a bad thing, but I guess more so the sense of you have to wonder what the conversation would be like. Looks only get you so far, but there's something about like you have to have an air about you or something about the way that you speak to someone that says, and obviously he's not going to have that kind of like douchebag talk. He's going to have something a little bit more, but I don't feel like that's alluded to a lot in the books. I thought you were more of a waffle girl. I am more of a waffle girl, but you can't expect a guy in that setting and situation to whip out a waffle maker, okay? I mean, a basic frying pan is what you're working with in that scenario. So, thinking logically here. You've never had chicken and waffles? You'll have to go to like Roscoe's if you ever go to California. Like respectful as in I'll tape cab fare to your head in the morning. Honestly, I've never heard anything about someone taping cab fare. Like, wow. See, you'd know he'd be the one if he actually put the cab fare in your mouth and then put duct tape over your mouth. Like, that's the way that I want to wake up. Like, look, at some point, like, and that's how you know he's the one, ladies and gentlemen. Is that he's got magic hands. You don't know what you can do. Well, look, I mean, in general, not every girl is gonna have a black glove fetish like I do. I don't look. Something happened in the making of me that wires were crossed, things went wrong. Okay, I don't know why black gloves are so sexy, but they are. But not every woman has to have that very odd and interesting fetish. So there has to be something else about them. Wait, want to mow this to a 80s my wait, what? No, I don't get like 80s porn stash vibes from him. That's not what I meant. My wife and I started our relationship off with one night stand, then it turned into breakfast the next day, then weekends visiting each other. Aww. That's actually quite like that's quite sweet, Socrates. I guess the first I guess that one night stand was quite the adventure. Did you know then and there that she was the one? And who made breakfast for who? Did you guys both cook together or did you make her breakfast? He said, I think the black glove, or I think of black gloves and think of that Audrey Hepburn. Wait, Audrey Hepburn. No, those are more like, that, I feel like more of like, that's like more like old movie star madams. So don't get her started on tactical gear. That is true. Thank you for the heads up for everyone else. Good talk, back to work. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your work day, Magnus. Or Magus. Or wait, Magus. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I read that wrong. Oh, you went out for breakfast. Oh my goodness. She says I seduced her. You did seduce her. Where did you go to breakfast? Did all you did the 90s boy bands and Vest get your motor running? um, no, I don't think that was it. I don't think that was what did it. There's a local place in West Palm Beach. Hmm. We've been together for 20 plus years now. Aww. That's actually really sweet. You seduced her, you dirty birdie. You seduced her with wiener and with bangers and mash. Aw, bye Finch. Quite literally, bangers and mash. That's how you got her. Black glove hands dancing in the dark, pretty much. You know, I bet that she was like, it was only supposed to be like a really good bang, and then she fell head over heels for you after that moment. Ugh, you, you evil, evil man. You came in and you just ruffled it all up for her. Oh, Doom, hi, how are you? How's flying been? Have you racked up some more hours recently? It really was. I lived in Orlando and Shield and West Palm. Oh my goodness. Man, so you didn't let that distance get in the way. You've been trying that strategy for years and it's not working for you. Aww. But I didn't think that you wanted anything serious, Blake. I thought you were more of like a oh, more of like a poly kind of mentality. He bakes cinnamon in the oven while making pancakes to make the house smell nice for her. Oh, that would get me going. Any guy that has the smell of breakfast and cinnamon in his house, like, yes, that's the one. Oh, what mentality? No, I thought you had more of like a, you said that's how you've been, the strategy you've been trying for years, but I thought you were more of like a poly kind of idealism. Not so much a find the one and lock her down kind of thing. Or let her lock you down, depending on your idea of what marriage is. That it could be completely different. As you know from Discord, I have that. Wait, you have what? You said that doesn't mean you don't want a primary partner. True, that is true. But have you thought about like looking for like a poly like family or like a two girls maybe that are already looking for, you know, a dude like to incorporate like maybe instead of trying to acquire them one at a time, like try acquiring them two at a time. He's got that cooking on log. Oh, that's yeah, that is true, Bach. The posts that you have, like your cooking is amazing. Like if you just get one lady to stay the night, that breakfast in bed is like instant. Instant. Oh, it never went through. You may have to refresh. You may have to make sure that you're able to like um refresh, but it looks like you're golden though. I think you give me too much credit. I don't think so. You never know until you try. You're off to bed. Aw, okay. I should probably head off here in a bit too, you guys. Now that I have a couple of recommendations, I can safely search through these and try and find a new book series to start, so. Oh my gosh, Bo! You're on! Hi, how are you? I am doing alright, thank you so much for asking. How have you been? Oh, yay! Okay, so yeah, you resubbed, thank you so much, Doom. You know what it probably was when I was banned? When I was banned, your thing probably, oh goodness gracious, it probably disconnected. So you just needed to resub. But yeah, it looks like you're golden now. Thank you, thank you. Here we go. Thank you. No, I do appreciate that, you guys. Ugh. So yeah, you guys, by the way, since I was banned and I wrongfully so, now that I'm back, if you did have your stuff set to auto subscribe, it more than likely was canceled. So make sure you check that and that you resubscribe if that is in fact the case. And if you're not already subscribed, you can do so now, which is a huge help for the stream. So it does actually help me with content and stuff, stuff and things that are really important, like buying new games. The Callisto Protocol is coming out in December, which is, I'm so excited for that, you guys. I'm really excited for that. I was really surprised to see though. So for Summer Game Fest, they were talking about how they've done a completely like rework. They're re-releasing The Last of Us, which I don't know if you guys ever played the original Last of Us. It's pretty scary. It's pretty intense. You know, classic zombie game. They redid it and the graphics may be better, but the lighting and the color for it is, how do I put this nicely? While the graphics may be better, the lighting and the color for it is, and there's really no other way to say this, but it's quite frankly dog shit. Um, it's horrible. You can have better graphics, but making it darker, the colors, you know, almost like a faded, it doesn't illuminate in the same way. Like it's like I said earlier, it's kind of like if you have Roger Deakins and you have a fresh out of film school cinematographer. If you can pick Roger Deakins, a longtime cinematographer who's worked on some of the most incredible films ever, who did a number of just award-winning films and who's won awards for his lighting. Like, I mean, it's just he's a master of lighting. And then you have a film student. The film student's not gonna really put something together quite the same, and it for me, it's like, what's the point of re-releasing something because your graphics are maybe a little bit better? That doesn't that doesn't validate it for me. It's just like, why? Who's gonna pay for that? I guess that some people are hyped, maybe those that really followed it, but for me personally, I don't think that the way that it looks is all that great. You said you said the exact same thing, and trust me, they got mad. A lot of people got mad in that regard. There was a lot of people that got very, very upset with that. Yeah, but there were actually developers that agreed with that. That they were like, "Hey, I've worked in design, or I've worked in graphics, I've worked, you know, on other games," and that's absolutely true. Like if you look at the breakdown and you look at the way that the characters are lit, the scenes are lit, it looks shoddy. It looks like shoddy work. Like you can have better graphics, but they don't look better because the way that the light hits stuff, and it's just, detail is so incredibly important, especially if you're talking about remastering something. It's like you wouldn't do a half-ass job of, you know, if you're an art, you know, restoration individual and you're doing touch-ups for like the Mona Lisa and stuff, you're not going to go in and like just do kind of like a crap job. Like you're going to pay attention to the lighting. Like it's so important. Wait, the actual movie? Wait, they're coming out with a movie. Wait, for The Last of Us? I had to find your account again. Reset. Fortunately, I did not lose the streak. Oh, yeah! At least you didn't lose your streak, Bo. That's good. So glad you're back. Oh, thank you. Again, that's very kind of you guys to say. Thank you, thank you. Wait, what? A nipple? Whoa, okay. I'm gonna have to time you out for that. That's not okay. Yeah, we're gonna ban you, buddy. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about sniffing um genitals in here, sorry. Not tonight. And a new wave of supposed easy money grabbing. Like the first Mafia game had a great update and some new content but Mafia 2's barely noticeable graphics improvement. Yeah, no new content in complete ways. Well, that's the thing. I don't suspect that, from what I understand, there's not supposed to be really anything new with the content. It's literally the exact same game, the same gameplay. The only difference is supposed to be an update in the graphics, but the graphics in 2013 were remarkably done. And again, the lighting was so much better for 2013, so much so that you can't really notice a difference, in my opinion. So the whole revamping of The Last of Us isn't really a revamp, in my opinion. I am excited for the Callisto Protocol, though. That I'm feeling. But that's really it. That was strange. I have to agree, Skip. That was very strange. Not really. I could see Wahlberg being in that role. What the hell? They won't bring back Max Payne? That needs a series? Same with Mafia 2, yeah. Oh, I'll be right back, you guys. Hold on just a second. Sorry about that. I had to let the pupper out again, so yeah, she needed to go out and do her thing. Especially since it's getting late, because I know she's gonna go to bed soon, because it's 10:40 here, so it means that she's gonna be down for the night. This way she doesn't step on me at like 3 o'clock in the morning and wait, what? Honestly, in my opinion, a guy from Aquaman could be better. Jason Momoa? No, he's in everything. Just as long as they don't get The Rock to do it. I swear, if I see one more movie with The Rock in it, I'm just gonna like put my head through a wall. He's just like I feel like he did something to someone, and now they're whoring him out in every movie role, and it's just 7:40 here in Denmark in the morning. Aw. Happiest 7 months of my life. Why do I read that with a sarcastic kind of like I really hope that you're being serious, but I feel like there's a lot of sarcasm behind that skit. Hopefully it's not sarcasm though. Thank you for 7 months. Aww. Getting close to the longest relationship I've ever had, Skip. You said no, completely true. Aww. Same here. Uh-oh, does that mean it's almost time for us to break up? He said, I want to see you bash your head through a wall. Why do you want to see that? That's terrible. You've already seen me crack a coconut with my thighs on stream. What else do you want? It's a nice start to the morning with your stream on. Aw, thank you. I think it would be a nice start to the morning to get some breakfast made by you, Bach. Because that looked so good. Like, what you posted in Discord was just, like, mouth-watering. Like, it looked even better than, like, the waffle bar at the hotel I stayed at last time I was in Miami. Who's going to write the script? Well, you say who, but if it depends on the production company that gets their hands on it, more than likely it'll be a team of writers, and that's where things kind of get convoluted. They get a little bit muddled up. It's when you have a whole team of writers on it, it's just that's when it kind of goes out the window. The Rock has a pet project. Well, I know that I saw the trailer for Black Adam. Of course, they're pushing him for a comic character, which I get that, but it's just like everything lately has had him in it. Beats anything, but it's also the most rewarding relationship. Oh, Bo, that's so sweet. Aw, being all sweet. Oh, shucks. You said soon. Aw, Skip, that makes me sad. How are we gonna... Who gets the family Bible? Like, how are we gonna divvy up our stuff? Like, who gets what? I call the dog. Dibs on the dog. I get the dog. You can't have the dog. You can have the oldest TV, some Bluetooth devices. You can't have any of the books. You get like a worn bed comforter. You get like the guest bed comforter. I'm giving you all the crap stuff. You said thank you. You said the food in Denmark's really good. The food in Denmark is only good because Bach is an amazing cook. It's the truth. You said the rock is in it. That's what I'm saying, Doom. Exactly. He said, I feel tired of Rock being every... Yeah, exactly, Teddy. Like, that's... Like, in everything, I almost feel like it's being thrown... Like, I feel like he's being shoved down my throat. And not in a good way. I have other uses for your throat. Alright, sorry. He said, I want that one pillow. You can't take my only pillow, which there is another pillow behind it. And I am actively accepting donations. They're going towards my... So I got a duvet cover for the bed. A duvet cover. I got a duvet. I don't have a duvet cover yet. And what I'm going to do is actually kind of spruce up the room a little bit, you guys, for summer. Make it very nice and cozy and all that. So there may be more pillows coming. I cannot confirm that at this time, but if Skip is gonna get my only pillow in the divorce, then then I guess I'll be forced to get another pillow. Right? You're just gonna go right for the low blow. The one thing I have to rest my head on. Did it 9 months in the relationship, she throws your shit out of the window when she's driving down the freeway. That's kind of like an automatic. It's an automatic. What did that? My phone keep going off. Damn it. Damn it, phone. Why do you have to charge? Alright, so I don't know who's trying to get a hold of me, but if you see that I'm streaming right now, just send me a whisper, because I can't get to my phone. It's over there. It's all the way over there. So lazy right now. Why is it automatically at 9 months? At least give me like 10 months. Why? And I wouldn't throw it down the freeway while, no, I just throw it out of the window. That just seems easier. You said thanks. You walked yourself into that one. Here we go to us for the not as strange Christian. You said, but do you have foot duvets? Wait, foot duvets? I don't think I've even heard of that. Shotgun, what is a foot duvet? Is it like a ruffle for my feet? Is there like an extra duvet that goes on my feet? I'm so confused. I'll take the duvet thing instead. No, it's gonna be brand new. You don't get anything new in this separation skip. Nothing new. You get like the old guest bed quilt and a stained pillowcase. I can't decide on a duvet cover though. That's the thing. Like there's options, but then I always feel like it looks better online, and then I have like no time to go shopping in person, so BRB starting only pillows. Hi Greener! How are you? Let's see how things are going at 9 months. I'll take all your left socks. Why? You say that like I wear socks. I try to avoid them as much as possible. I don't even I actually try to refrain from wearing them, like even with my gym shoes. I can't usually get away with it though. Not if I've just had a pedicure. Then my feet are way too soft. Foot duvets from Restoration Hardware equals best slippers ever. What? Are you picking a new book series to read? Yes, I am. I'm trying to, Greener. That's been the active, you know, at least for the first half of the stream, that's what I was trying to do. So I finished the Rhaenyra Chronicles and the Rhaenyra Revelations, which was a wonderful series. So I'm looking to start a new one, preferably Sword and Sorcery or fantasy or sci-fi. So if you have anything to recommend, let me know because I'm actively writing them down. I've got a couple of good suggestions that I'll look at after stream, but if you have anything to add or contribute, let me know because I haven't picked anything definitively yet. There's that. Aww. Well, at least it had a good ending, Doom. Was he okay? Oh, here. I don't even want to know how the pillowcase got stained. Clearly by, you know, a little bit of mascara that wasn't wiped off. What do you think it would be stained for? You think I like take it off in the middle of the night and then like use it to like scratch my butt? Not that there would be stains from that, but if girls ever have stains on their pillowcases, it's either from makeup, crying while in makeup, or it's from tanning lotion. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry, I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Didn't take as much time as I thought. Oh, well, that's good, Paul. Yes, he was okay. Luckily, he wasn't going too fast. Well, that's good, Doom. I thought that was going to have a much more tragic ending, so I'm glad to hear that things worked out well. You'd recommend the Magician series from Raymond E. Feist. Ooh, okay. He said... Yeah. I like that last name, Feist. It's a large series to get. That's okay. The last series that I just finished was about, it was like 6 books, so it's not terrible. I have an Audible like subscription, so I get credits and stuff. So that's also where some of my stream donos go, is to fund my books. My like I consume probably more books than I do water. So yes, you're keeping me alive when you help donate to this stream. Which, by the way, that being said, thank you so much, Blue Corn, for tipping another $10. I really do appreciate the stream support. It means a lot. Thank you. He said, "What about anime books? Do they count?" Absolutely, mangas count. Looking for your next book? Indeed, I am, Paul. Indeed, I am. Let's take a shower now. I have a long week ahead of me. Barber, bus to the capital. Oh wow, what are you? This is 2 days of celebrating my brother-in-law. Oh wow, happy birthday to him. Take care. Oh, okay. Have a wonderful rest of your day, Bo. Enjoy your trip. Many happy returns. Oh, thank you for the chat, DJ. There's a bunch of offshoot series from the main. It's like 30 plus books. Oh, it's like another 30 plus. That's Greener. That's almost like the R.A. Salvatore that was suggested earlier by Socrates. What is up with you guys recommending these 30 plus books? I need something that I can at least consume in a month, which in a month I can consume at least like 6 major books that are like 36 hours or more. But 30 books, it depends. How long are they? Not that I'm like a size queen or anything when it comes to books. I'm just Your birthday present to him was helping sailing his sailboat. You got to help him sail across Denmark? You lucky duck. I've always wanted to actually sail. Like I've been on lots of boats. I've gone fishing. I've gone on excursions. I've gone scuba diving, but I've never actually been on like a sailboat. Oh, that would be so fun. Oh, oh, one day in my life. How about the Yu-Gi-Oh? No. No. You love that series too? I just finished it. It was a phenomenal series. I'm almost hesitant to start a new one because it was just so good. I almost want to go back and reread it. It was just that good. You said that he was a friend of hers? Oh my goodness. Paul, that's actually like a really amazing story. Good grief. You looking for your next book? You're looking for a cookbook. Help your spice of life. That's actually really cute. Aww. Aww. Doom, that's so cute. You're like making my cheeks hurt at this point. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to like hold them up. He said, but books are the only thing she's books are the only thing I'm not a size queen for. Not necessarily. Pew behave. I am behaving. I have been a perfect angel. I am completely angelic. I have done nothing bad. Not that I did anything bad to be banned before, so I still don't understand it, but I'm completely 100% sweet and innocent, so yeah, don't think otherwise. Then you must come to Denmark and we take a trip. That would be the most exciting thing. Oh my gosh, if I could actually go sailing in Denmark and all that stuff. Oh, that'd be so cool. Oh my goodness. Oh, why can't it just like rain money in my life right now so I can take all these trips? There's so many places I want to go. That would be an amazing, amazing experience. Do you guys fish at all when you sail, or do you just sail? Because that's one other thing that I'm wanting to experience is fish in another country and deep sea fishing. Which is, I like feeling like I'm top of the food chain in that sense, because when I went scuba diving and there was really big fish touching me, it was freaking me out because I never knew what was like touching my fin. Like I'd come up to the boat and I'd see some of them, like the really big ones, like go like towards the back, and I'm like, all right, like I'll come up, I'll surface here, and it never fails. There's always one that like touches my fin and it freaks me out. So, which is like, why are you in the water? Why are you scuba diving and or snorkeling if that's such a freak out? It's like it's so beautiful and serene and peaceful, and then you see like a barracuda or really something touches you and you don't know what it is, and you like have a heart attack and you're like, okay, it's not a shark, so we're good. I just that actively putting yourself in a situation where you are no longer at the top of the food pyramid is scary, because that's like, that would be my worst way to go. I honestly would rather be like drawn and quartered than being eaten alive. That's just, it's not natural. I think that's why I'm afraid of dinosaurs. I think that's why I can't ever get past playing Ark, because I'm terrified. The main story is like 5, then it keeps going forward and time each new. Oh wow, okay. For the magician? Of the pharaoh himself. Pharaoh. Oh, oh. Let my people go. Okay. Um, Still up, I see. I am still up. Shredded, how about you? Yes, I'm up. How's it going? Interesting. You went sailing once. Your buddy's dad had the boat. He gave us zero instruction. The thing was on its side and just about sank, and he laughed about that. How drunk was he? Oh my goodness. How could he laugh about that? Feel like I'm not behaving. That's fine. Wait, a horror comedy? That's interesting. It's far from impossibility, it just has to be planned. I'm down with it. I'm so down. I am dead serious, Bo. I will go to Denmark and I will sail. And I will be, because I am familiar with some of the terminology. So I know that port side is left side. I know that starboard is right side. I know that I believe it's the term is lee is the direction that the wind is going. So I know that. I'm familiar with these terms. Anything else is going to be a little bit tricky, but also I do know that this is the diver symbol for turtle, and I know that this is shark, which is so weird because in sign language this is also the term for bitch. So I actually it is really funny because if you're going to sign like stupid white bitch, which some people love to come in the stream and say about me without even knowing me, so you'd be like stupid white and then B word. So if you are to signal that there is a shark, if you are scuba diving, you do this. And I it was really funny because whenever I was signaling, I wasn't signaling that there was an actual shark. I just kept making that because I was such a mature individual when I was a little bit younger, still am. I kept signaling to my sister like this, and she's like, "Oh my God, like, that's not funny. Don't joke around with that. You better not do that in the water." And I'm like, and of course I kept doing that to her, and she just knew that. She was like, I never knew if there was a shark in the water or if you were just being an asshole and calling me a bitch. And I was like, it was both. You're the bitchy shark in the water. Gotta go, Night. Oh, good night, Skip. Have a good one. Take care. You said, you ever think about how they feel? You touching their friends like that? They're the one that approached me, okay? You said Steve Irwin thought it was all fun and games until that stingray. Oh, that's so sad. Did you check out the movie Falling Down? I did not check it out yet, Socrates. That is, I did need to write that down because I went to think about the name and I couldn't remember. So I'm going to have to watch that movie. Aw, Skip, thank you for the gifted sub. That's so sweet. Thank you, thank you. Mercy Spark, Badass Succubus, literally. Oh, that's cool. Looking fantastic. Oh, Vic, that's very sweet. Thank you, thank you. Give Shark Week a whole new meaning. You said, what's the signaling for shart? I do not know actually what the sign with the ASL hand signal would be for shart. I really don't know. Now I could spell it out for you, but I feel that there would be a more appropriate term for that. Just as long as nobody's using my first initial with my last name, we're gonna be fine. I feel like my top keeps running up. The only thing I know in ASL is bullshit. Wait, really? Well, combined, we could have a a very heated conversation between us, Blake. You said this is an 18 plus stream, so it should be fine. Wait, what should be fine? Oh, that like wait, because my top is like kind of moving around a little bit. Oh no. It's nothing bad. It's nothing like it's I meant from like the sides, that's it. From a comfortability standpoint, nothing bad. Hmm. Oh, you mean the sign? Oh, okay, yeah. No, that yeah, it shouldn't be too terrible. Oh, thank you, Shredded. Sailors and have been sailing around the world. Great content. Sailing doodles. Los Delos. MJ sailing, well worth the time. Okay, so three good YouTubers. Okay, so um Los Delos. And he said MJ sailing. Good. I'll have to look them up too. Yeah, and you guys have some good suggestions. Did you miss something? Hmm. What's your favorite audiobook? I just finished. Oh, you just finished the Malcolm X one. That was really good. Narrated by Lawrence Fishburne. See, I actually read the Malcolm X one, like read it like myself. I didn't do the audio version of it. I imagine that having it read by Lawrence Fishburne was freaking phenomenal. Um, I said, wait, do you read classic? I do both. Lately I've been doing a lot of Audible books because I have had some really good. I've looked out with the narrators. They've been really good, and it's helped me kind of like have something to listen to like while I'm working out and all that. Why are people trying to destroy it? That book was phenomenal. I love. He's it's all the different ways it adds to the book. I bet it does. I really bet it does. We'll save that for another stream then, Anthony. I don't want to get all worked up before bed. Not in that way anyways, so there's that. He said exactly. Yeah, before bed it should be relaxation, like mindfulness, like slowly getting your brain, set to go to sleep and calming yourself. So we'll do it another time. We'll definitely have that conversation another time. Because I think that would be important to have for stream. Uh, did you get the White House Doctor? Is that the name of it? I know that you said that it was actually about your friend, and that, I mean, obviously it sounds like she's done a lot of stuff, but is that the actual name of it? Because I didn't, in the description when you were telling me what it was about and like how you knew the person and stuff, I don't think that I caught the message before if it had a different name. The only book I could get your hands on in jail was The Fifth Wave. I burned through it in 3 days and loved it. Then you saw the movie, which is god awful. I hate that. I hate when the movie is just like an abomination, or the TV show, and then the book is so good it almost ruins the experience. There's nothing quite like your own, like your mind's eye when it comes to the book. Is the name of the book? That is the name of the book. Okay. Boom. Perfect. Oh, she lives in Scottsdale. Interesting. Need to be reminded of history again. Nah. Oh, I've already read The Art of War. So I do have I have a whole section in my little mini library with a lot of American classics, and I, well, not just American classics but classics in general. So I have like these leather bound, really beautifully like decorated and illustrated for those that are books that are kind of like, you grew up with, like, like Ernest Hemingway novels and things like that, and The Art of War is one of them. um Brilliant. I have like the collections of Shakespeare and things, all the good basic stuff to have in a library, to build upon. The Art of War will never be something that I don't think would be, that you should always have that on handy in your library, because it's so poignant in so many different areas other than just war. Oh, that's an interesting chapter title. So you talking Machiavelli as the prince? I haven't read that one, but I do think that would be fascinating. One of the few, like, I guess you could say, basics that I haven't read. You said Art of Warp helped me improve, improve your Call of Duty gameplay. Well, it's about tactics. Oh, Spidey, that's very sweet. Thank you. How are you faring? Are you getting more excited about the upcoming nuptials? Oh, you had to do it as part of your summer reading? It's hard to do when you wanted to be out with your friends. I imagine so. But I was kind of like, as much as I loved being outdoorsy as a kid, I really enjoyed, I've always enjoyed reading. It's a dissertation on power corruption, not keeping people in check. Well, isn't it, I mean, isn't the basis of Machia, Machiavellianism. So if you look at like the dark triad and like the three dark personality traits, you have narcissism, you have psychopathy, and then you have, or yeah, psychopathy, and then you also have Machiavellianism. I enjoy leisure reading, not required reading. Well, that is true. I think the only required reading that I think I ever really enjoyed was like The Count of Monte Cristo, and The Great Gatsby. That was probably it. Everything else was kind of bullshit. I one of our so I was in like honors English courses and stuff like that. Surprisingly enough, and the age at which we were required to read all Western on the quiet front, I don't think I was old enough to really appreciate it back then. So I think that's some of it is I don't bootney. Summer book club as a kid was wonderful. You got prizes for reading. Oh, I never got prizes for it. I would just go pick out my own books. I enjoyed reading. Just didn't matter what it was. Like I remember one book, it was like this dystopian kind of it was this world where there's a lot of advanced technology, but population growth had become so out of control that everyone was limited to having just one kid. And there was a family that had a second kid and they hid it. They hid the fact. And so this kid has like lived their life in an attic. And everything they know about the world is either through a book or through um the few times that they have peeked out the window when they've been like when they've been able to do so. And then when a neighbor kid spots the second kid and what goes on, it's just like ever since then, just like that whole like mystery, like the whole like why the world is like this, or the way that the world could be, like just that books like that kind of spurred how I started to think. And just it was really interesting. So you got pizzas for wait, you got pizzas for reading? At no point in my life did I ever get food for reading. I will say though, now that you mentioned prizes and stuff, I can't help but thinking about those little those lollipops, like those suckers that like had like the little rope string that made a loop at the bottom. Those were so good. I don't know if they make those anymore, but you guys, if you find them, send them to me in bulk. Those were, you know what I'm talking about? Like by the time that you sucked it down to the base, all you could taste was rope, like that little piece of like rope string. But they were so good. Wait, Pizza Hut sponsored a reading program when I was so basically they were oh my god, that's so unhealthy. Why don't they have like healthy foods sponsoring reading? Have you read the Divine Comedy? Oh my god, the Gulag Archipelago is one of my absolute favorites. Yes. So what really resonated with me for that book was the line between good and evil runs through the heart of every man, and who amongst us has the willingness to cut out a piece of their own heart. It's so true. The whole there is no good or evil. It's what you choose, and that divisiveness is something that is in every one of us. Every one of us has the propensity to do good or bad. It's just what we choose, and it's on a daily basis. I loved that book. It's one of the best. And yes, I have read Dante's Divine Comedy as well, and I have to say that I am a um huge huge believer that the inner layer of hell is actually a giant block of ice because I hate being cold. There is no worse punishment or hell to me. I love the heat, can't stand the cold, so do you believe in that? Sorry for mispronouncing your season. Oh, don't be worried, Spidey. You're very tired. You just got home. Aw. Well, go get some rest. He said, are you talking about safety pops? Is that what they were? Is that what they're called? Am I gonna be like, can I find them online now? I'm Googling them. Safety pops. Oh my god, I can get them in bulk for $300. Is this them? Hold on. Maximize image, maximize. Zoom in! Damn it, zoom in. Oh, it won't let me zoom in. Wait, is this in? This is a package for $164 for the green apple flavor. Oh my god, that's that. Now, these ones just have like a basic like paper bottom, but I think no, these are them. Oh my god, $124. Okay, so I can get a pack of 200 for $124. Wait, no, 4 packs per case. 200 counts per pack. So 200 times 4. Oh my god, I can get 800 for $124. You guys, this is like I only got these like maybe 2 or 3 times in my entire childhood. I can buy my childhood. Oh my god, it's so exciting. Oh my god. Okay, okay. I don't know who wants to donate to my lollipop fund. Oh please. Oh, and it's an assorted flavor pack too. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. I can redeem my childhood. I only got like 2 of these in my life and they were so good. You used to get them at the dentist? And your daughter, I only got them at like 2 book fairs. There was 2 book fairs where I got them at. Oh my god. 100, should I do it? Oh, I really can't right now, but I want to. 800. I wonder how long it would take me to go through them. I mean, technically, like, my sucking skills have gotten more advanced as I've gotten older, so I'd probably go through them faster, but... Oh my god, you guys, I thought that these, like, didn't exist anymore because I had no, like... I tried typing in, like, rope lollipops and string pops and... Safety. God, I can get an entire bookmark. Bookmark. How fast can they deliver? Ready to ship in 3 to 4 weeks? It's like a month. Oh, it's worth it though. It's worth it though. I mean, 3 to 4 weeks is better than never. Oh, they got the red, they got the purple, they got the green, they got the orange, they got all flavors. I think I'm gonna have a heart attack. I don't know. I might pee my pants. I might do both. Okay. Bookmarked. There we go. He said, man, I missed the book fair during your elementary and middle school days. Yes, you bought a ton of Spider-Man and Batman comic books at the book fair and it was right there. But still, it got you to read, and that's the whole point, Spidey. It got you to find something that you were interested in and allowed you to read. I feel like I should sing a Disney princess song. Oh, I'm so excited. Can we turn like Lollipop into a Disney princess song? That's so exciting. Can you share the link? Sleeper, yes I can. So I'm gonna put it on my throne wish list. Here's the link. There's the link, Sleeper. There's one way to fix pushing rope situations. You nailed it in the sucking skills community. Absolute facts, Jart. So excited. You said exactly what I searched for. Oh my god, they exist. I feel like I found the love of my life right now. It's like finding a love that loves you back. Like you love them and they love you. And not one more than the other kind of bullshit, but that like equal love. Like true love. You guys, can lollipops have feelings? Sorry. Okay, all right, I'm done. I'm done. I'm sorry. It was like I didn't get candy and stuff like that as a kid. Like I wasn't even allowed to have fast food. Like my parents were very, very restrictive in our diets. So I didn't have fast food until I was 18. Just so like it was very rare. The only time I would ever get candy was either sneaking stuff at Halloween or a friend's like birthday party, or it was situations like that at like a book fair where like some nice old lady would give it to me whenever I bought a book. And oh my god, I always wondered where they came from and like how they came to exist. It's like being told yes for a change. Is that real or just a myth? Is what real or just a myth? True love is unbelievable if you ever find it. I don't know. Like that's one thing that I actually kind of like that they touched on in the Rhaenyra Chronicles. So, um, I don't want to give away too much, but there's a moment in the books where one of the characters talks about, how one guy only loved her because he, was infatuated with the idea of being with her, and how one of them it was just kind of that puppy love that just never went away. So that really like you don't really know him, but the idea of him, in a way, again, it was the same thing. And they talked at length a bit about how about how there's always that person that feels deeper, that loves deeper, and it's never quite balanced. Like that one person that's just all head and foot, deep into it, that they've just gone all in. And you know there's one person that's just completely in love with them, and then there's the other person that just doesn't quite feel, or at least you don't feel like they feel that way back about you. Not that that's a very educated way of putting it, but at least that's how I imagine it. I don't think that anyone's ever really like loved me the way that I've loved them. So I don't know. I imagine it is a good thing. He said she actually went lolisexual. If that's possible, then yes, I think I have. This whole stream should be set to 3 6 Mafia song Lollipop. Oh my gosh. He said, well, that's a satisfying use of my degree in Google for the night crooner. Aw, at least you brought joy to someone. I think that that's a very satisfying thing. He said, wait, you weren't even allowed to have a Kit Kat? No, I wasn't. So my parents were very much, every single night it was a home cooked meal with meat and vegetables. So there was never like lots of like additives or any of that. It was always, pan seared, like shrimps, and or a lot of it was grilling. So my parents would like grill out vegetables and meats all the time. That was a lot of what was eaten. It was just healthy food. There was never any kind of like garbage that was allowed in the house. So like chips, sodas, things like that. Occasionally my mom would have like a little uh stash like put away for herself, very rarely though. And it would usually consist of like maybe like a stashed Coke or something like that for her in the morning. Which, how she could do soda in the morning, I don't know. But we weren't allowed to have pop, we weren't allowed to have any of that junk stuff, so it was never kept in the house. Like it was always vegetables, fruits, and meat. There was never like, and if we went to someone's house, like they'd have to know whose house we were going to, what we planned to eat, or we'd have to eat with my parents and stuff first, because it was like you weren't allowed to have like garbage foods. He said absolutely is. Aw, yeah. Oh, drunk. That's so sweet. Thank you. but I think that's kind of why I went through like a lot of it though was not for the right reasons. It was more so my dad's sense of control and his ideas about how women should look. That actually sounds like pretty great. No, the food was great. It was phenomenal. You said in hindsight, how much do you agree with it? So, Patch, how much I agree with it? I don't really in a in a way I think that if it was done for the right reasons that I would have had a healthier relationship with food. Believe it or not, I know I'm very different now, but and I've been trying to get back my old ways. So I for over 12 years I struggled with anorexia. I actually was in and out of the hospital quite frequently, especially in my high school days. Um it caused a very warped sense of self and body image that I still struggle with. So while getting in a routine of eating healthy and focusing on foods that don't, I would say stunt your growth, but I'm 5'2", so that would just be a joke. But foods that are healthier for you overall that could help, you know, I know that there are a lot of parents out there that do it for the right reasons because they want to see their kid grow healthily. They want them to live a long, healthy life, less risk of like, something that's in your genes being triggered, all of that. But for me, like my parents, it was more so my dad was very vain. He was very like, because it was a house full of women, he was like, women should only look a certain way, they should be a certain weight, they should only eat certain things, they should only have a certain amount of things. So there was a lot of control involved in that, and a lot of uh, pressure on how one should look. So because of that, I had a really, like I said, unhealthy relationship with food. And then when I turned 18, I had like my first, when I moved out, I had like my first experience with like fast food. And it wasn't all that great with me. It wasn't all that like, oh, this is, it was one of those, okay, you go to a party, you get a little drunk, you have like something kind of like crappy the next day kind of thing. But it wasn't an everyday thing. It wasn't until like for, maybe like 22, 23, I kind of like went to grab a little bit of junk here and there. And I felt like I kind of would either like not, I would like not eat ever. And then if I did have like something that was kind of like gross, I would almost like, I don't want to say overindulge in it, but I know that if I were to have like a healthy plate of food, it wouldn't be like the same amount. It'd probably be a little bit more because like it. So that balance kind of went back and forth. And so when I struggled for a period, um, with actually getting myself into a healthy mindset with food and working out and actually eating enough that my body wasn't like withering away and killing itself, and I wasn't going to the hospital and all that, I would find myself like struggling with eating to cope with like depression, and that wasn't good. So it's like I went back and forth on the scales as far as trying to find that balance in my life on how not to use a lack of food of control, and then like body image, and then too much to deal with depression. So it's like you try to have this healthy relationship with your body and food the rest of your life. So if your parents, I think that like with anything, if parents try to control everything, when you do get that sense of freedom, you lose it. You go crazy with it because it's like there's this restriction. So it's like, oh my God, I'm finally able to do this. And it's just like you let this gate loose. Whereas if you are kind of slowly introduced to something and they're like, hey, here's the reasons why you should choose this, but we're gonna allow you to be an adult and have be educated on this and then decide for yourself. I think that kind of puts you in a better, healthier understanding, and then you are more responsible with it. He said, now I'm gonna not keep junk food in my house because I will eat it all in one night. Well, and that's the thing, Blake. That's how it goes. That's how people kind of like they go off kilter. Like they like after being confined or restricted in a certain way, yeah. He said, Pop, I thought you were from Texas. I am, but so many people in here, when I say Coke, they don't understand because in Texas, every soda is a Coke, okay? It's not soda, it's not pop, it's Coke. But every time I use that on stream, for example, like no one understands what I'm saying. You're going to bed while we're still on this lollipop reading. Oh, good night, Socrates. Thank you again for the recommendations. I said, have a good night. I seriously need to eat healthier. I had some friends that had to settle for cereal for dinner. I shit you not. Man, that's so crazy. That's so crazy. Not that that's like a bad thing. I mean, every now and again, a little, you know, something like that. But as a kid growing up, like, you need healthy nutrients. He said, I'm sorry to hear that. For what it's worth, I had a similar situation in the opposite manner. Your parents force fed you insane amounts of beef so that you'd start in football. So they like pressured you. So they were already like planning your life for you, kind of thing. See, that's not healthy either. And they didn't even probably think to get you tested or see if like there's some people that do, they have food allergies, and a lot of like red meats can be bad for you. For some people, they don't do well with red meat. They need more of like a like a lean kind of protein, like turkey or fish, and they force that on. That's if you stay away from junk food, then it's not all that. But if you grow up in it, then you need it. See, but I don't even think it's so much like if you grow up in it. I think it's like for me, like it was not allowed at all. So when you do have it, like when you get older, you almost kind of start to like, oh, I never had this as a kid, so it must be okay to do anything I want as an adult. So if I want to have like a donut for breakfast, then I should, when in actuality, that's not good for you. And there's occasions where like you go through this rebellious mindset where you do it just because you can. Oh, good morning, darkness. I mean, what do you want to say? At one point in my life, I ate Jack in the Box 23. Oh my god, shredded. That's crazy. I so sorry to hear that. It's okay. I like talking openly about it now, Patch, because I think that there is a possibility that someone that like may catch the stream, if they find that they're struggling with the same thing, they may reach out and be like, hey, I dealt with this, or I'm dealing with this. Like, can you recommend something? Can you say something, or point me in the right direction to help? And that's what I want to come from it. Like, there's everyone experiences some kind of suffering or difficulties or trauma and stuff in their life, but it's about how you persevere through that. It's about like accepting or acknowledging that in some cases even, and just going, hey, like, I don't know how to deal with this, or I'm ready to at least acknowledge I went through this, and I want to maybe get help, or change some things in a positive mindset. But uh if I can talk about it and someone's like, hey, I actually dealt with this, or I'm dealing with this too, like, what's worked for you, or what would you recommend? Absolutely, I'd do it. But he said self-control is important to teach kids. Absolutely. Ironically, though, being less strict, and that's, I think a lot of parents feel that they need to do that, over that hovering kind of, where it's like, we're going to restrict all of this to the point where I mean, kids are naturally curious, so they can tell when, like, I could tell when I would take, um, grilled, like, shrimp and meat and, like, vegetables to school, and that would be my lunch. And other kids are, having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with like a snack pack and stuff. Like, I'm like over there, like, holy shit, what is that wobbly black stuff? And they're like, it's pudding. And I'm like, wow, that smells good. Like, it's it's one of those, but so many parents feel like they have to completely cut in order to cure. And in actuality, if you let them explore and be curious, but then you explain in a healthy way why and why not, and then you introduce them to other things, I truly believe people are going to make the right decisions. It's just a matter of trusting them to do so, and a lot of parents don't have that trust. You get the Coke thing. Of course you do, Big Texas. You get it. He said, I do. I'm the same way. Everything is Coke. Yeah, exactly. So I found a smaller bag of lollies and posted in Discord. Blake, why? Oh my god, why? I'm gonna have to go look at that like instantly. What's up, Superfly? When I was in college, my dad told me I was underdoing it when I was eating 5 McDonald's. Oh my gosh. You weren't keeping weight to be a strong safety. That's crazy. How has that impacted you as an adult? Like, do you find yourself being like addicted or still eating massive quantities of food? Because that's the thing is like some people still eat in that mindset. Like for me, for example, when I was out of surgery and I couldn't work out, just like I still can't lift heavy right now. Uh, Being in that workout routine, you're used to having like so many meals a day and so much protein a day, like protein shakes and bits of protein and all that timed. Well, how you eat when you are working out heavily, you still keep that hunger and that routine, but you're not working out the same, so you start to put that weight on. And that's what I struggled with is going from working out and lifting heavy 2 times a day every day and incorporating like a just an insane workout regimen and then going under for surgery, not being cleared to lift, all this stuff, but then still having this mindset of, oh, I need to make sure I'm eating protein at this time and having shake, and it's like your body is getting too much. You forget that you gotta tone it down. Said link for Fox program from White House Doctor. Oh yes, thank you for linking that in Discord, Paul. Thank you, thank you. I've been writing this stuff down, but I do appreciate you doing that. That like saves me time and effort. Yes. He said cookies are on the nightstand. Oh my gosh, Paul. He said, what did I miss? You missed a lot of stuff, Darkness. He said, I recently started cooking and it's giving me confidence. Drunk, that's great. Oh my gosh, that's really awesome. What have you started cooking? Is it giving you confidence in yourself and your cooking abilities, or both? Alright, I'm back. Your coffee is delicious. What kind of coffee are you drinking? I really like the Black Rifle. I haven't tried the Tactus Squatch yet. I want to try the Tactus Squatch. I've had the Murdered Out, which is really good. I like really dark, strong coffee. And I've also had Blackbeard's Delight, which is really good. Um, but I haven't had the Tactus Squatch yet. I want to. I don't eat a lot of candy or sweets anymore because you're diabetic. Oh, Spidey. How has that improved though since you've lost so much weight for your wedding? Blood time. I know, I gotta go to bed soon too. Good night, Blake. He said, you're right. I was on the field every day at 21 years old, eating insane amounts to keep up weight. Now you've had to make huge adjustments because I've seen a lot of my teammates get really unhealthy after our playing days. And that's, it's really common, Jart. It's crazy how that routine changes physically, but that men's like that mindset and that mentality and how you incorporate like your relationship with food, you you're still eating in that way that you're still working out, but you're not working out. And so it's hard to like turn that off. I see a lot of people that are um former, or I say former athletes, former football players and so forth, that they continue that meal plan mentality, but they continue to consume massive amounts of protein or so forth, but they're not exercising the way that they used to, and so they start to change physically, and it changes so rapidly. It's so crazy how much you don't realize that you're consuming because you're burning it off so quickly doing workouts like that, but then the second it stops, it's just like it's a completely different world. So cookies are no longer here. Oh, Paul. He said it's decaf coffee. It's not as bad anymore. Your blood sugar levels above. You don't have shaky hands. That's amazing, Spidey. I hope that you plan to keep it up. That's really wonderful. It's so crazy how changes like that can have such a huge impact. A lot of times people have this mentality that you can only control or manage it through medication, when in actuality, big changes like that, like losing weight and stuff, it just that will correct so much of it. You should be proud of yourself. It's not an easy thing to do. Like when you have diabetes and stuff like that, it's a lot harder to lose weight. So I hope that you are proud of yourself. Of course, I say this as someone that's been drooling over those safety pops for like 20 minutes. Hmm. All right, you guys. Well, I am going to go to bed. I'm actually starting to get a headache. It is way past my bedtime. I have to get up early. I need to work out tomorrow. That being said, I'm gonna go. I really appreciate all the wonderful sci-fi and sword and sorcery and fantasy series that you guys have recommended. I am definitely gonna look into these, and I will make my pick over what's the next series I'm gonna read here soon. Um, in the meantime, you guys be good, and I will see you all tomorrow. Okay? So enjoy your night if it's nighttime. For those of you that are tuning in that are overseas, like Bo and so forth, that are in Bach, you guys that are in Denmark and all that, I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. We're always good. Okay, drunk. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Good night. Aw, good night. Aw, you're gonna go watch Batman before bed. Sounds like a plan, man. All right, good night. You'll stay back, like. Enjoy your work day tomorrow at your brother's. You gotta run in the AM. You always run in the morning. I gotta go hike in the morning, so. All right, you guys. For real though. I'm logging off. You said rude. Hey, every now and again you give me sass, so. Good night, guys. Bye.